Alright, what was I doing? I dropped off some garbage here. We have something we gotta bring over to the plate gates. Which, honestly... a hell of a journey. It's BT infested, it sucks over there. But it's on the grid now, we might be able to make it a little... less terrible? Sous vide these nuts! Yes, exactly. I think air fryers make better wings than deep fryers. I haven't tried. I should give it a go. How long a synopsis do I have to read to understand what these games are about? The first game, a very strange and mysterious apocalypse called the Death Stranding occurred. When people die, their angry souls appear, and if those souls kill somebody, they cause what's called a void out, and it just obliterates a giant chunk of land, so the world is covered in craters everywhere. Like, city centers were just eradicated. We're currently in Australia, by the way. So people isolated themselves, and as things got worse and worse, elements of that apocalypse became more and more prevalent. So chiralium is this, like, weird floating anti-gravity crystal that is like a crystallization of dead stuff. I'm going to be very broad with my terminology because I'm tired. And this chiralium, it dominates the atmosphere, but the upside to that is it allows for instantaneous transmission of data, including, like, matter. And so we are building a network that allows people to, like, instantly 3D print whatever they want using, like, raw goods. And we are trying to reconnect the world through a new network system. We are currently in Australia doing that. The first game is all about linking America. Over the course of that game, a villain called Higgs wants to just force the extinction of humanity to happen. He's a bad man. The United States President's daughter, Amelie, who is your sister, I believe, adoptive or otherwise, turns out to be kind of a key factor in that extinction. She is referred to as an extinction entity. Higgs tries to use her to do that, but in the end, she ends up giving her life to close off her beach, it's called. Like, your personal afterlife or limbo is a beach, thus preventing that from happening. This game picks up with us being recruited to do one more job. But in the course of doing that one more job, our child, Lou, is murdered. And so we're kind of processing our grief while trying to reconnect the worlds. No explanation as to why the Death Stranding happened? No. No, it doesn't need to have an explanation. It's just... it's like the dinosaurs died because a meteor hit the planet. Like, it's just our extinction happens to be this mysterious science as magic thing that we could barely understand. Like, the scientists in this game are constantly studying it, trying to explain why it's happening, but we're just a delivery person. It's like when you play Elden Ring, and it's like, why is this stuff happening? It's like, don't worry about it. You're not a god. Like, that's god business. Dinos died because of a Death Stranding. That's right. They do try to say, like, it was actually... like, we thought it was meteors, but it turned out dinosaurs died because of the Death Stranding. So, like, the Death Stranding is some kind of extinction event. We don't know how or why. Right, I opened that because I needed to figure out where the hell I was going. Missions I took on. I took on so many missions last time. Alright, we need to deliver the aid packages. That's our main objective. Recover the cargo from the plate gates. Right, I obliterated all of the drugs that the bandits had, so they're all unconscious and I took all their shit. So I think I'll go to West Fort Not. Some people love Kojima. I'm not one of them. I love all this stuff. I know people often will criticize his storytelling. That's fine. I don't think he's a master storyteller. I think he has a lot of fun. I like that he's willing to explore themes and use metaphor with reckless abandon. That makes for more fun and interesting storytelling than what you get in a lot of things. But really what I like about Kojima is the man has no reservations about getting experimental with gameplay and just going nuts. Like, the man doesn't have any limits. I'm more of a Metal Gear Solid person than anything else, but I've literally enjoyed every game he's made that I've played. I always think they're fun and do interesting stuff. Again, story-wise, like, I'm never gonna tell you that Zone of the Enders is a magnum opus of storytelling. I think it's fine. Like, it's doing its job. I have no deliveries for this. Yeah, I'm a little sad about PT. Kojima's insane. I don't even think he's insane. Like, again, I just think the man loves to watch movies. You know, this is actually a great opportunity to talk about a lot of different things. So, I feel like we could largely agree modern Star Wars, not so great, right? Like, we have a few hits, but mostly misses in modern Star Wars. Let's talk about why that is. If you look at Star Wars, the original Star Wars, right? What makes the original Star Wars good? What makes it good is that George Lucas was a fanboy that really liked Kurosawa films. He really liked spaghetti westerns. He really liked all the shit he grew up with, like World War II dogfighting movies. The man loved adventure stories about a ragtag group, so on and so forth. Star Wars is like this amalgamation of all the things he liked. It's like a samurai story. It has dogfighting. It's just everything he enjoyed. They're carried by the special effects. See, I think they're good. I don't think they're, like, again, perfect movies, like a lot of things. But they were an amalgamation of inspirations outside of itself. And then every successive Star Wars we got became more and more of its own echo chamber, to the point where, like, the new movies, the first one is literally a rehash of Star Wars. I'm talking about, like, the newest trilogy. The middle one is trying to shuffle the themes around, but it's still just, like, take a bunch of Star Wars shit, shuffle it around. And the last one is an abortion of a movie. Just a pile of goo on the floor. But all of it is just regurgitating itself. Like, it's no longer pulling in sources of inspiration. It's just people that grew up watching Star Wars trying to make Star Wars from a company that doesn't care about Star Wars but just wants money. That's why the Star Wars movies are these weird amalgamations of Star Wars. Like, they're not doing anything interesting anymore. What I like about Kojima is he never got past the I want to take the sources of inspiration and make something new out of them. Like, he keeps doing that every time. So even if you don't care for, like, the gameplay loop of Death Stranding being a series of deliveries and, like, a weird story, at the very least, it's not what you've played before. Like, he's doing something new. And that's true for all the Metal Gear games as well. Like, every Metal Gear game, it's a Metal Gear game, but there's new stuff in there, and he explores new things from other stuff he likes. The man, he does what Quentin Tarantino does. If you don't like Quentin Tarantino, that's fine. But if we can all agree on one thing, Quentin Tarantino, the movies all feel like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like, they have the vibe of a Quentin Tarantino movie. But they are all distinct and unique. Like, they stand apart from each other. It's not like watching a series of Marvel movies where they all have the same goddamn beats and tones. And I say this as someone that likes the Marvel movies. They are fun, enjoyable popcorn experiences. I just like sitting in a movie theater with my friends and watching a thing. And if it's part of the larger cultural zeitgeist, all the better. It's something we could talk about and ruminate on, even if it's not necessarily any deeper than a puddle outside. But they are not exactly high arts. They're not going to inspire much thought. They're just fun to eat popcorn, watch, and talk about for 10 minutes afterwards. They're a good afternoon. I would much rather have more Kojima stuff than just a person that grew up liking a thing regurgitating the same thing over and over again. I want people to remix their source of inspiration to new experiences. That's what I want. And yes, Kojima does have some nice bare feet in his game. Because, again, you got Quentin Tarantino, Miyazaki from FromSoft. All the greats like feet. I don't understand it. Gomper might be able to elucidate on why feet are so important. But yeah, that's why my opinion on Kojima is we need more stuff like this. And like, there are people that'll say like, oh, he's so full of himself and he's just huffing his own farts and these games are just fine. But at least they're new and different and are willing to try to be interesting. I don't want Call of Duty 97. I don't want Dark Souls 4. And again, I say that as someone who fucking loves Dark Souls. I would play the shit out of Dark Souls 4. But I'd rather have new things. Again, even Metal Gear, it went all the way to 5 and had several spin-offs, but each one was willing to try something new. And that's rare. 100% huffing his phone. Again, perfect. You could say the same thing about Tarantino, but like, the man's movies are great. Give me more of that. Fart away.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Give me a moment while I check the orders.
Yeah, he works with other people who know how to make games, but I would argue he knows how to make games. I feel like when you're gonna argue about Kojima not being good, so you want to focus on the storytelling. Like, gameplay-wise, I love the choices he makes. Now we're definitely going to be getting a new triangle and like soon, I think.
Thank you for your service. We'll be sure to call on you again.
Yeah, again, no, you don't have to like his stuff. I am of the opinion that not everything is for everybody. To be able to pick the right people for a job, you need to understand the job to some level. Yeah. And again, like, when he was working on Metal Gear, go all the way back. Metal Gear was, like, one of his earlier projects. He was new at the time. And he did a fucking great job. Like, it defined the direction of a company for decades. And then that company decided they wanted to go into gambling more than video games, and it all fell apart. Metal Gear Solid 4 is an example of someone needing the team to take the big farts away from Kojima. And I'm gonna say this as someone that thinks Metal Gear Solid 4 is the weakest of the entries. No. I was happy to play it. Even if I dislike large chunks of it, at least it was memorable, and I talk about it years later. Like, make more mistakes. Just felt like I couldn't get away from everyone playing Death Stranding for months. I mean, that's going to be true for literally every large release, though. Wasn't he mostly heavily involved in 2 directly, which was considered the best? Metal Gear 2? He directed, I think he directed 1. Let's find out. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Metal Gear. Since we're talking about it. I feel that way with that stupid horse racing gacha. I find it so funny that people are playing pretty Musumi Derby or whatever it's called, because that was a mobile gacha game in Japan for years. It came to America years back as well, but didn't do very well. The anime came to America. Like, I've seen the first season, some of the second season. There were 2 spin-offs, and then out of nowhere, the Steam release happened for the newest version, and people are playing it. Like, it went from 0 to everything so fast. Very strange. Again, like, as an anime fan who's been, like, involved with this for a while, having it come out of nowhere and blow up blows me away. I would like to talk about the first one, phone, just the first game. Yes, he was the director on the first Metal Gear. We need games targeting niches and taking risks, or the entire market would just be generic mass market slop. Yes, 100%. Like, the fact that Kojima managed to somehow do such a nice job over the long history of his career that he had enough backing to make his own studio and have large budgets for these projects is awesome. Like, I'm happy that we have a high budget weirdness, because usually you get your weirdness from the indie scene and they don't have a lot of money to work with. It's nice to have at least one weird high budget thing to look forward to. Okay, delivery done. Wait, didn't you also want me to drop off a bunch of drugs? I broke all the drugs. That was my mission, though. Did I just drop off the drugs? I should have checked first. I shouldn't have stopped in the middle of all this stuff last time. Oh, good, we dropped off the drugs. I think I'm just gonna entrust the Plategate delivery to somebody else. They wanted me to destroy the drugs, so I blew them all up. Yeah, I'm gonna entrust the Plategate delivery to someone else. I don't want to go out there. No! I can't actually entrust it as a special mission. Damn it. Nintendo threatened to break his spine. They sponsored the Kentucky Derby. Smart move on their part. Alright, all the destroyed drugs are in here, but I did finish the mission. So yeah, say what you will about Kojima, but I appreciate how weird he's willing to get, and the fact that he always wants to experiment with the gameplay. I never find his stories to be particularly good, but they're always serviceable, and I like weird. Like, I'll happily watch something that just weird shit happens, because it's fun. It's why I like anime so much. Like, most animes, dog shit at telling a story. Absolute dog water at telling a story. The vast majority. Hello, what is this? The hell is this thing in front of me? But they're willing to do weird shit, and that's what I want. This game's supposed to have a great story, to be fair. So far, I've been enjoying it. First game was, again, fine. Like, I feel like when you want to talk about weak stories in his games, probably Zone of the Enders is the weakest. I played through both Zone of the Enders more than once, and if you wanted me to recap the story of that game, I can't. I don't remember literally anything about the story of Zone of the Enders 1 or 2. Nothing. At all. And that's weird. I thought Metal Gear Solid 1, probably the most straightforward of the Metal Gear Solid games for story. It was fine. It was good. And then progressively, they try to get a little bit more and a little bit more. And by the time you get to 4, you have a man talking to a hand from a dead body. There's like 3 twists about whether or not that's a ghost or not a ghost. There's like rapid aging going on, and it's like, sure, it's fine. And then 5, I think 5 gameplay-wise might be my favorite. I really like playing 5 a lot. But the story is kind of just threadbare and really spread out over a long game. And it doesn't have a proper ending. But I've replayed them all multiple times because they're all great. Except for 4. I played through 4 twice. I don't think I'll play through it again, but that's probably a lie. I probably will play through it a 3rd fucking time. I think 4's problem is the mechanics of 4. There's interesting ideas. But they kind of keep on stopping. Like, they'll introduce a neat idea, you use it, and then you move on to the next segment of the game, and that idea is no longer there. And that happens like 3 times. Worth noting, Kojima left 5 and didn't want his name on it. Yeah. Well, more things got bad between him and Konami. I believe Konami also kind of didn't want his name on it, which is why after he was gone, the people that were still working on the game as like a act of protest put his name at the beginning and end of every mission, which is kind of a funny flex on Konami. I have to go to Rainy Shelter? No, I don't have to go to oh, right, I gotta get stuff over here. Yeah, we have to go and collect this stuff. Alright. I forgot. Again, I'm a zombie today. I am so sleepy. My coffee wore off. We're gonna be driving past things by mistake a few times, I think. That's like my memory? Like, again, I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember learning about that whole event. But now he has his own goddamn studio. Hey! I'm gonna hit the map button from Night Rain over and over again, as always. Alright, let's put a marker there. You know what? Hold on. Remove all markers. I want a marker there, and I want a marker there. Best story in all of gaming? What are people's choices for best story in all of video games? That's a big boy. Leisurely, nothing else. There can be no best, since the way each genre deals with narrative is completely different. Interesting, interesting. I mean, we can narrow the question down a little bit. Because I do agree with you overall. Like, the Souls-like games experiences are great because they use environmental storytelling. And how much the player engaged with that is entirely on them. Just offload that garbage, I don't need it anymore. Put this in my truck. Well, that's why I was going to say, to boil this down a bit more, to be easier to talk about, we will refer to story in this context as plot, yeah. Like, straight up, if you were to excise it from the game and convert it into a book to read, which game has the best story in that context? If you were to turn it into a book, what book version of a game would you most like to read? What game makes the best novel? And I realize some stories are best because they are retold over and over and over again, like games about time loops, for instance, would be tricky. Oh, not the fucking Witcher series, says Bankai, followed immediately by Witcher series. Haha. Fallout New Vegas. I hate going through tar. Lies of P for you, huh? Clashed. Lost people involved in Silent Hill and the Castlevania games at the time. They ended up with Bloodstained as a series, right? Story and lore are too often confused things. Also plots, like story and plots are separate concepts. And that is something that folks often struggle with. I mean, Mass Effect 2 was good. Bloodborne, I do like Bloodborne. There's more of these, right? I have one of 4. God damn it, the other one was on the other coast. Oh, back we go. I am too tired to remember all the games I have played in my life. You know what? I might say something like a Dragon. Like, it told a fun story. I enjoyed the melodrama. It explored themes that Japan often doesn't want to talk about, like homelessness and poverty. That was a pretty good time. It told a good story. The sequel lost me a little bit because it kind of like, it threw the cast away and then reintroduced a cast, but they're largely interchangeable with the cast from the first game. And it's not as strong. Granted, I didn't make it super deep. I made it to like late early mid game. But I struggled to keep going because I was just like, I miss, like, the first one was pretty tight. And I miss that. Yeah, Judgment was also a very good one. Like, those are fun because they are very story-centric. They are very involved in the story, but they really like slowing you down and distracting with thousands of shiny things, which is fun. It's a good way to make a game. The futility of the human condition. We can pray that the blocks will clear, but inevitably the play area fills and it's game over. Dragon Age? I'm not saying you're wrong, Vex. A lot of Yakuza is actually all talking about important stuff people are uncomfortable talking about, but adding enough zaniness. Yes, like 100%, Ace, 100%. Like, a lot of the middle entry Yakuza games are more focused on, like, the crime story drama, which is why I liked Like a Dragon, because
you should have more faith in yourself.
The man gets thrown out of the Yakuza, and it's like a homeless community, a murder mystery, family drama. Like, it became much more like personal storytelling. Same thing with Judgment. Like, it's about the criminal justice system in Japan, and like it manages to sidestep some of like the crime drama stuff to be more, I guess, different crime drama. You thought it was really cool? Nice. Yeah, the Hitman, like the new Hitman trilogy does get pretty bonkers. I'm not the biggest Dragon Age fan. It's not really a franchise I jived with, but I do recognize that they are good games. Inscription? I like it. Inscription tells a fun story. I'm with you there. No, Bankai. My non-interest in the Dragon Age games is one of my controversial takes as well. I have like 3 solid controversial takes that come up often enough. Number 1, not a huge Dragon Age fan. Number 2, and the one that makes most people upset, is I will reiterate, I understand that Hades is a good game, but I think Hades is boring and I don't like it. No judgment if you like it, but that one always gets people all in a tizzy. And then I think Hollow Knight is a very pretty game, and I like the Metroidvania elements to a degree, but overall, not a huge fan as well.
Okay.
Where'd you go, Box? I was just looking at you. Clutches pearls aggressively. I feel like that happens, Ace, with like franchises as a whole, you know? The more you revisit the well, the harder it gets to tell a compelling story in that well. Take 1. Valve can't live up to itself with Half-Life. There will be no Half-Life 3. That's a controversial take? Oh, Gomper, yes. I don't know how I failed to remember that Portal is a perfect video game. A perfect video game. I was talking about this the other day with my friends, but Valve, it's a shame that they do not need money. Like, they built the perfect distribution system for video games that makes them money, and even if no one released another video game on Steam ever again, the secondhand marketplace of cards, hats, and like things that people trade amongst each other is so robust, and they make so much money off of it that they still wouldn't need to make a goddamn video game. But that doesn't mean they're not making video games, and that is like a weird place to work. We've had people that have left Valve that have given like exit interviews to people, right? And the basic premise of Valve right now is you can work on whatever you want. Like, you have a budget, money's not an object, you wheel your desk into a room where people are working on a video game, and the problem is those games will likely never be released. And, like, you hear these people that are working there talking about, like, yeah, I was working on these cool-ass things that, like, there is no pressure. So, like, you work on it, 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 and it's like, well, I'm tired of working on this, and, like, there is no end point because we have infinite budget and infinite time, and so people just kind of abandon it and move on to another thing to work on. And that includes hardware, software, video games, concepts. Like, it's just a think tank. Which seems like, if you like doing that, it's a perfect place to work. But if you really want your work to be seen by people, it's a nightmare land. So, like, Half-Life 3 has probably been worked on 97 different times and is still being worked on, but there is no actual impetus for them to release it. Like, there's no time crunch, there's no money crunch, there's no hype crunch, there's nothing. There is no reason for them to do it unless they make a perfect video game. Which is weird. It's weird to think about. Oh yeah, everyone's worried about that. We needed to talk about what hot take means, Iron. Chains of Promethea. I am unfamiliar. Whip Snake! Yes, Creedmoor, thank you! Thank you, Creedmoor. I've tried to make a whip snake joke before, and it dawned on me, no one knows what whip snake is. I fucking love that video. I keep on forgetting to post it in the Discord so people can see what I'm talking about. I like to breathe air. I'm sorry if you disagree, but I'm just built different. You can get ridiculous in this game with how much you could load onto your dude. Yeah, I mean, that's literally yes, Morgana. Like, they have worked on it, they've pitched ideas to each other, they've done a lot of stuff, but they don't want to release it if it's not like each Half-Life pushed a bar in some capacity. Like, Half-Life 1 changed how first-person shooters work and how they integrate story. Half-Life 2 was like a magic physics experience and a engine that redefined like video game development for decades. Half-Life Alyx is the definitive VR experience from most people's points of view. And then what do you do for 3, right?
Okay.
Have a good night, Creedmoor. Sleep well. However, before you go to bed, Creedmoor, post Whip Snake in the Discord for me. We gotta get this piece of land on the network because that right there is a monorail line. Smell-o-vision. I'm sad. I'm sad that when Andrew went to that convention, whatever it's called, PAX, he didn't bring back that smell thing that emits scents when you play a video game. Which box? Watch and read box, or the litter box, either one. Mild takes. I mean, like, nothing wrong with that. Like, a hot take, it's supposed to be an unpopular opinion. A controversial opinion. Like, if I were to be like, man, you know what? What's, like, the most popular video game right now? Most popular video game, like, that game sucks and it's boring. Like, that would be a hot take. But when you do that, like, when something is super popular, you end up sliding slowly into the hipster category. I hate that concept. It's never gonna take off. Thank you very much, Creedmoor. My hot take, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree is one of FromSoft's worst DLCs. Oh. Oh my. Mighty Odin just says, Night Rain. What? Trying to catch up if there was context for that. I feel like... you know what? The problem is if they all have really good DLCs, one of them has to be the worst one, right? Like, Dark Souls 2 DLC is massive, and there's so much of it that even if you dislike one part of it, at the very least, one of them are probably your favorite part of Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 1 has pretty solid DLC, in my opinion, and it's incredibly pertinent to the lore. Bloodborne is my favorite of their DLCs. Dark Souls 3, the first one was weak, but the second one, stellar. I really like Shadow of the Erdtree, but yeah, like, it might be their worst one. Oh, it's a Night Rain. I don't think Night Rain is the most popular game right now, but it is good. Did I get everything? My hot take, the Dark Souls and Elden Ring lore is incomprehensible nonsense that overwhelms the player with spectacle without much human substance. Trying to think if that's a hot take or not. I feel like that is the most common through line of criticism for the games. But I mean, that's because those people don't understand the games and haven't played the games. So I mean... I think I got everything here. Gompa's a smelly poop head. Wait a minute.
No time.
What part of this is off the grid? The environmental storytelling. Doesn't like the environmental storytelling. What a sicko. Mine north. How do we get the mine on the grid? I want the mine on the grid. The Inventor. Son of a bitch. We gotta deliver to him. He's who I really gotta talk to him. Are you serious? Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most popular? Well, here's my fucking hot take. Grand Theft Auto 5 is mid at best. As far as their storytelling goes, a big drop-off from Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2 or Grand Theft Auto 4. Their dedication to making as much money off that online system as possible is predatory and gross. I'm done. Rockstar infuriates me sometimes. I want some Carlo crystals before I go to that dude over there, but we have to go to that man. Exactly, I totally agree. You can go to bed now, Creedmoor. I allow it. I can't imagine someone playing the story in those games. I will tell you that 4 actually tries to tell a decent story.
Hey!
It's a tar area. It's very tarry over here. A lot of dead stuff going on. Yeah, but there's a lot of chiral crystals and I want them. Why is it ascending? Because for whatever reason, the chiral stuff, the dead stuff, like everything involving death has a anti-gravity property to it. No time for story. Yes, as far as players go, I agree. Even I am very much into, like, yeah, I don't care about the story. I'm here to blow stuff up and race cars. That said, Grand Theft Auto 4 was, like, kind of an interesting story about the immigrant experience. And a man trying not to get roped into crime, but being put in a position where there aren't a lot of opportunities for him outside of that. Yeah, Niko Bellic is the best written Rockstar protagonist. Well, best written Grand Theft Auto protagonist, easily. I do think Red Dead Redemption does a good job, and the protagonists in both those games are pretty strong. I just hate the mission structure of Rockstar games so much that it's like makes me sleepy to think about playing their games. San Andreas is a good story. I've played San Andreas, but I don't think I've played San Andreas, you know? Alright, that... we must go there. Is there any stuff we could, like, drop off for him that we could just find on the ground? Lost cargo? Because, my god, there's like a monorail line running right through here, and I want to build it. Nothing, of course. Wait, right here.
Gotta stretch my legs.
I'll forever want more Noida in my life. Heavy box. I got so much stuff in this truck, man. Things are getting a little out of hands. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want the one on my back. You, and you get in the truck. I also saw that Mr. Clancy listed that Counter-Strike is still high up on there. That's surprising. I guess Counter-Strike truly is an evergreen experience. How to be my least favorite delivery locations in the game? Right here. Put it in a lake of tar. You are a monster for doing this to me. Why am I jumping out of my car? No! 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 How do we get it out? How do we get it out?
Cargo is damaged beyond repair, Sam. No choice but to give up on this order.
But that's every order ever. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, no, that's a lose right there, I guess. How are we supposed to deliver this shit? Oh, I know how we have to deliver it. I know how we have to do this. God damn it. You're a monster. Can I fabricate? God damn it. The mine's not in the network. I need to fabricate. I need to fabricate. Whoa.
Come on.
Just like that, Sam.
We can't build the monorail until we have added this to the grid. I need to float stuff over, and I don't have that with me at the moment. So I need to go someplace where I could fabricate. But, like, I know how to do this. We learned about this guy long enough ago that I kind of forgot that there's this whole bottomless pit of tar around him thing going on. Okay, there's a PCC. How much can we fabricate with one PCC? We're on network at the very least. I think from a post office box I could fabricate some stuff, right? Alright, no need to worry about any of that. Alright. Watchtower, post office box. Stored and share reporters. Equipment can be fabricated. Here you go, everybody. I don't think someone else has a post office box like right here. And this is where I feel like you want it. Right on the edge. Alright, we gotta bring all of this dude's stuff over.
Construction process now complete.
Load from safe before we drown. Stay on the rails. I mean, we didn't drown. All of our stuff drowned. And that was like story-related deliveries, so the story wouldn't be able to progress. If you die, the game doesn't stop, which I find funny. Death is not the end, but it does deform the map permanently. Yes, the ocean is actually tar. Like, all the world's oceans are tar now. Okay, good thing I have the ability to make these things. How much? I need some metal and some resins. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da. I probably have some metal and resin in here, right? Aid packages, vehicle paints, agriculture. I didn't bring... Oh, here we go. Okay, problem solving. Have a good night. Fabricate.
Very good.
Oh, I'm still short. And I'm gonna have to, like, recycle stuff?
Very good.
You know, what if I brought all of the drugs? I took them out of a car, but, like, if I recycle them, I can get materials out of them. Alright, they did want me to deliver these in a certain length of time, but I don't care. It's not a mission failure state, it's just a grading thing. Where'd I leave all my drugs? Where did I leave all my drugs? God damn it. There we go. Special alloys, chemicals. I could probably do it with one floater. Maybe I'll just do it with one. But there's material right here, so I'll just grab some. Alright, what do you got for me? Human extinction occurred multiple times since the 9th world. Almost ate shit! Oh, there's so much stuff for me to pick up. Careful, careful. Oh, that's an XL? I should drop this off first. Don't you want to make it to the future we have in Dune, Gomper? Come on. The Duneverse can only happen if we last a long, 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 long time. I have no choice. I have to live forever. I didn't die by 30. The rules were clear. Dead by 30 or not at all. It's gonna suck. Well, let me tell you, Grim, with hymns, you could last 1 billion years. Hymns Natural Chews will see you lasting forever. I feel like one of these things on my back doesn't need to be on my back. My PCC, shotguns, there you are. In the truck! If it starts raining, we're gonna be in real trouble. It ain't 1 billion years. What about the sequels? The sequels take place really far in the future, don't they? Once you get into, like, this is a clone of fucking Paul Atreides and all that bullshit. Inventory system looks painful. I mean, this is a game about carrying things. Like how you distribute weight, how you walk. The choice between going fast or going efficient. The management of it is actually really fast and simple. To the point where, like, I'm clearly not doing a great job about how it's arranged my back right now. And then we just, bang, done. Arranged. When I'm putting stuff on the truck, though, I am bad at remembering where things are on my person. A observant person paying close attention will know exactly, like, yes, the box I'm looking for is on my back, therefore it's here in the menu. But I auto-arrange and I don't look, so it's like, is it on my hip? Otherwise, pretty much as painless as you can go. But also, I'm carrying so much shit, man. So much stuff. In the car. 1,000 times. Alright. Whatever I can fabricate, we're gonna fabricate. Otherwise, we're doing it with just one. But hopefully we can make two. But I must get this place on the network. Like, I really want more monorails.
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
You had to fall over so many times. Alright, I shouldn't need it on my back to use it. Please, I don't think I found enough metals for it, but I might be able to, like, make enough metals? Is there anything to claim here? Nothing to claim. Alright, 2 floating carriers? Oh, fine, one floating carrier. Do what you have to, man. I'll make new guns later.
Floating carriers can be loaded with cargo once deployed in the field.
Okay. Are you getting tired, Sam? Yeah, drink some water. And eat a bug. Ah, blood levels at maximum. No eating bugs, though.
That's good.
That's good. Have a good night, Morgana. Cargo management. Alright, I want anything that's going to this dude. The Inventor. Just have 2 things, but I'll take whatever. And if I can happen to find more stuff for the Inventor, all the better.
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Can I find any more stuff for this man? Nope. So theoretically, there is some part of this that's like crossable. Here we go, I could see. I hope to never deliver to you ever again, my man. No, we'll never make a good movie out of it. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna make it past, like, what are we getting? We're doing, we got Dune 1, 2, and we're gonna get 3 out of Villeneuve. That's probably the best we could hope for. And those were good movies. Like, Villeneuve knows what he's doing. You can see the tar path, but can you see why kids love the taste of cinnamon bug crunch? Yes. I mean, once you get too far off the beaten path of Dune, things get rough. Like, Children of Dune, like, they kind of sort of adapted some weirdness with that show I'm already forgetting the name of. And, like, Lord, you're not gonna make it much past Children of Dune for adaptations. And nothing his kid wrote will ever be made into a movie, nor should it. I don't reckon, nor do I reckon. Come on, join the network. Join the network, please.
What business brings you to my doorstep? Wait, are you carrying some cargo that got washed away after the quake?
Come on.
I'll need a moment to process and confirm. Well, where on earth did you find this? I've given up on it. You said
Yes,
I'm
a star.
good man, and I know I can rely on you. You're bringing people into the chiral network, yes? I'd be interested in that.
Oh, thank God. That's all I ever wanted. Making it past 2024 is already a miracle. Linguists have been having a lot of fun with the last few years. Like, starting with our, well, I guess I should say my generation, but for many of us, we're roughly in the same ballpark. The turn in terminology went from, like, positive to negative, and it is super negative right now for, like, the younger generations. Like, from a linguistic point of view, like, everything has, like, doom added to it, so, like, abbreviations for kill yourself, or kill myself, or just common parlance. We have a very incredibly, like, pessimistic language evolving right now, which is very funny, but also very sad. Example? Like, go back to 1920s, like, flappers. Everything was super positive, like, giggle juice for alcohol, all the dance names were funny. And then slam into what we're doing right now, doom scrolling, gonna go... I had all these examples, but again, sleepy, but you're on the internet and you've heard Gen Z talk, you probably are aware of all the general, like, pessimistic attitude and terminology for just, like, I'm gonna go disassociate, is, like, something people say when they're saying goodbye to each other right now. There's, like, a very hard bent into... I don't think it was Gen Z that gave... I didn't say they gave us doom scrolling, I said starting with my generation, millennials, was the turning point for, like, terminology being positive slash neutral into more negative. Like, instead of things, junk, garbage. Like, I do that all the time, but, like, it's more negative with the younger generations than anything else. But, like, doom scrolling is just an example of current terminology that is being used. Like, it's just negative terminology. Pessimistic terminology.
Current order grade.
Doom scrolling sounds like a euphemism for a drive-by. Maybe you're... Are you a boomer? I feel like doom scrolling
This could prove useful to
does sound like what it
you. Try it,
is.
see if you agree.
Euphemism for a drive-by. I feel like it would be doom rolling. Doom rolling to be a euphemism for a drive-by. Like cars roll, they don't scroll. Oh my god! But I watched a fun video about a linguist doing like modern language and how it evolves and like tracking the trends and like how much of them are negative language, pessimistic language. It's very funny. But again, sad. Well, this is the most important thing.
I call this an otter hood. It's an original invention of my very own.
This is the most
Put it
important
on,
thing I've
and
unlocked so
you'll find
far.
You can float in the water as happily as an otter. You'll never be at risk of drowning ever again. It's guaranteed to make you feel like a born swimmer, which, given the recent flooding, is great for people like me who can't swim at all. I'll bet you could find some use for it too, in your line of work.
I know all about otter hoods.
That's so. Someone else already went and made the same thing.
I'm a bad inventor.
Well, I just think otters are wonderful. You like them too, don't you? Despite being mammals, these adorable mustelids live the better part of their lives in water, floating on the surface.
Must be hard with all the
Flat on their
tar.
backs. Grace personified. In becoming an otter, we can become one with the water. That's why I decided to create this hood. So, if someone else out there had the same idea, I bet we'd get along swimmingly.
But
Anyway, if you don't have their hood, maybe you could still use
I
mine.
will use
Though,
yours.
saying that, I better come up with something new.
Goddamn right, you better come with something new.
Thanks, and come back again soon. I'll try to whip up something extra special to give you next time.
You got any jobs for me since I'm leaving this horrible place? Tools for monorail maintenance. You got it. Forgot to customize my look. I'll do it later. Wait, can I do it from this terminal? Nope. Alas. Wait. Customize look. So when it rains, we turn into otter. Perfect. They're already dead. Anything on your little island I could deliver? Nope. Have a good night. Sleep well, Iron. This is why I really want to get, like... Will the monorail stop here? We must do the monorail. It looks like the monorail will come here. Wait a minute. Can I? It overlaps. How many ladders do I have in my backpack? One ladder? I need a second ladder. I'm going to make my own highway. Yeah, fabricate a ladder, please. My own ladder with blackjack and hookers, exactly. Robert Moses strikes again. Why are we talking about the best beach on Long Island? I don't understand. Why are we talking about Robert Moses Park? Alright. Can we do this? Unsuitable surface. Damn it. I doubt we're able to do what I want. But I can still try. I just want a ladder going up there, so I can use that. Yeah, not gonna happen. Oh, we totally could have made it go to the top of the monorail. Oh well. Put that shit away. My uncle thinks Robert Moses is cool, like the person? Why? Oh lord. Star! Thank you for that raid. Someone give Star a shout out. How was your stream, Star? Tell me all about it. Gross. How was your stream? Did you escape this time? Today we did some Monster Train 2 runs, we did some Rift Wizard 2, and now we are delivering packages. We're still escaping. This man lives in the worst area. I hate delivering to him. He should move. It is excellent. Despite the trudging through tar at the moment. But that's because this man is a monster and I don't know why he lives here. I'm coming. And there's another package room over there? Yes. He gave me an otter hood. Some people enjoy isolation. Well, he should have thought about that. About the fact that I have to deliver him stuff. It's not fair. It's not fair, it isn't. Almost there. Getting closer. There should be a trebuchet on the shore. In the first game, yes, you could, in fact, build like catapults for launching packages.